Welcome back for another 12 Days of Christmas Home Sweet Pilates workout. Today we are going to be doing a complete core focus. So we're going to go over some of the basic foundations that are super important. Don't be fooled. You might think foundation sounds boring, but it really is important to get this baseline in order to complete the rest of the exercises properly and well. All right, so let's get started. We're going to begin on all fours here. Let's get my mat situated. Okay, so we're going to begin on all fours. We have our shoulders in line with our wrists and our hips in line with our knees. We're just going to do some all fours abdominals here. So what that means is you're going to keep a completely flat back, right? So I'm not super arched and I'm not rounded. I just have a nice flat back here. You're going to let that belly hang. I know it feels counterintuitive in our culture to allow our bellies to hang, right? But I want you to do that without arching your back, right? So I'm not going to allow my back to fall as I let that belly hang, but I'm just going to let it go, okay? I'm pushing into my hands to keep a nice open chest. I'm going to take an inhale. On my exhale, I'm going to lift my belly up towards my spine without curving my back at all. So I'll show you how it's done. So you go inhale, exhale, pull that belly in. So you'll see I just pulled it right up towards my spine, right? Without arching or rounding my back at all. Then you're going to release it and do it again. Hold it for a second and release it. So what this is doing here, just keep moving through. What we're doing here is establishing a baseline and waking up those really deep abdominal muscles in there, right? So you have your six-pack muscles, which is what everybody sees and everybody wants, right? But those are just the top layer. Those are just the outside. The real magic happens when you get those deep inner abdominal muscles engaged and strengthened. That's where the change really happens, okay? So what we're doing here is just waking all of that up. We'll do one more. And just hold it here. Are you able to talk while you're holding your core in? Right? You're learning how to engage those muscles while also being able to breathe and speak and do movements, right? So go ahead and release it. Beautifully done. Now we're going to go and lie on our back. You can do this sitting up tall if you need to. That's totally fine. Or if you are able to lie on your back, let's do it that way because I like the feeling of having gravity help here. So we're going to roll ourselves down. Place your feet flat on that mat with your knees bent up towards the ceiling. You're going to take one hand and place it on your chest, and your other hand is going to go on your belly here, okay? We're just going to go through some breathing, but this is also really important for learning how to properly engage those abdominal muscles, okay? So to begin, I want you to take an inhale through your nose, fill your belly with air without allowing your chest to lift at all, okay? So we go. And as you exhale, you're going to push all of that air out of your mouth and out of your lungs, okay? So we'll do it again. What we're doing right now is diaphragmatic breathing. And it is so important to learn how to properly fill your diaphragm, right? Fill that diaphragm with air. Fill those lungs with air. You're lifting that hand that's on your belly without lifting the hand that's on your chest as you inhale. Do it again. This is also a great breathing technique to use if you're feeling stressed out or anxious or anything like that and you just need to relax. Just lying down in a quiet space and doing some diaphragmatic breathing can be so helpful. I do it all the time. All right, we'll do one more here. Now we're gonna get into some rib breathing. So you're gonna take those hands, place them on your ribs, okay? You're gonna take an inhale. As you inhale, your chest will naturally rise. That's totally fine, okay? So we're not only filling the belly this time. So you can inhale, allow those ribs to expand outwards. And as you exhale, you're taking those ribs and you're pushing them down and in, right? So it's almost like we're making this kind of a shape. I'll get up and do one like this just so you can see. So you take an inhale. As you exhale, you bring those ribs down and in. So what I'm trying to do, and you can't actually do this, but in my mind, it just helps me. It's almost like I'm trying to bring my ribs and my pelvic floor to meet, right? That can't actually happen, but I just like that visual to help me think of what it is I'm trying to do here, okay? So we'll do it again. We'll do one more. Awesome job. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna go back to lying down because we are going to be here for our next move. So next thing we're going to do is some marching. So I want you to place your entire spine on that mat, okay? So from your head to your tailbone, you're trying to have your entire spine flat on that mat, okay? What we're gonna do is we're just gonna do some supine marching here. So what I want you to think about is keeping your hips square towards the ceiling. You're gonna lift your right knee first to come into tabletop, but using your lower abdominal muscles to lift that leg. So we're not just going like this, right? We're using those abdominal muscles, so we're engaging that core. Like when we did the all fours abdominals, I want you to exhale, engage that core. So core is in, right? Now lift that right leg up into tabletop, lower it down. Left leg comes into tabletop, lower it down. You can have your arms by your sides. I like to have my hands on my belly just so I can feel that engagement, right? Make sure that I'm properly engaging that core. This is also a really, really awesome exercise to do if you are postpartum. It does not put a lot of strain or tension on those abdominals, but it does help to rebuild them, right? Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Oftentimes we can start to get tense when we engage our core. Exhale each time you lift your leg up. We'll do two more. Okay, let's do one more to make it even on both sides. Now we're gonna go into toe taps. So take those legs, bring them into tabletop here, okay? We're in that 90-degree tabletop. If you need to take your hands and place them underneath your tailbone for a little bit extra support like this, please do so, okay? Sometimes I need to do this. I'll probably stay here for today just because I feel like it will help. So we're starting in 90 degrees. You're gonna hinge from your hip, so you're not bending at the knee here, right? You're hinging from your hip to lower your toe to the ground and then bring it back up. Do the same thing with the next leg. So I exhale as I lower and I inhale as I lift back up. So you'll see I'm hinging from my hip, right? I'm not just bending at the knee to lower my foot down. That's where the difference is gonna be in what you feel. If you're just going like this, you're not gonna feel anything in your core. But you'll see as soon as you use that hinge, right, you're gonna feel that engagement. If you feel your back starting to arch a lot here, please place your hands underneath your tailbone. It's just a little extra support. It's not doing anything to take away from the movement, right? So if I'm here, I can feel myself kind of bracing, right? And wanting to arch a little bit. Especially if you're not as familiar with what proper core engagement might feel like. You might not know the difference. Let's do one more on each side. Beautifully done. Hug those knees into your chest, rock it side to side for just a second. Okay, we're gonna do the 100 next. So we're gonna go back into that tabletop right here. Hands are up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders and start to pump your arms like you're bouncing little balls, okay? So you go up, down, up, down. We're gonna inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. If you want to straighten your legs towards the ceiling, please do so. If you want to lower them 45 degrees, keep pumping and do so. I'm going to stay right here just for today. But lowering your legs will create more of a challenge, okay? Just make sure you keep that belly engaged the whole time. You keep breathing. Keep pumping. We've got one more set. And lower it down. Hug those knees into your chest. Okay, the final series we're gonna do is the very classical Joseph Pilates series of 5. Okay, so we're just gonna go right through it. We do single leg stretch, double leg stretch, single straight leg stretch, double leg lowers, and then crisscross. Okay, so we're just gonna go right through it. If you need to stop and take a break at any point, please do so. I probably will at some point, just to be honest. So we're gonna lift those head, neck, and shoulders going into single leg stretch here. Your left hand goes on your right knee. Your right hand goes on your right ankle. Extend your left leg straight, keeping it lifted off the ground. You're gonna pull that knee into your chest, and then you're gonna release your knee as you switch to the other leg. So now my right hand is on my left knee and my left hand is on my left ankle. If the hand placement is a little too much for you, you can just put both hands on your knee. That's totally fine, right? But if you can try to get the hand placement, do it. I filmed yesterday too, so I'm pretty sore today. So this is like really hitting me right now, but it's okay. We're gonna get through it together, right? Short and spicy workouts. 12 days of Christmas. We can do this. 6 workouts. Have you been entering in the giveaways as well? I've been giving away some of my favorite things on my Instagram at Home Sweet Pilates. So if you're not already following along, please do so. We'll do one more here and hug those knees into your chest, going into straight into double leg stretch. So we're in this hugged position. On our inhale, we're going to extend our legs in front of us and our arms behind us. Circle the arms around, hug it back into a ball. We're only doing 5. That was 3. Last one. Lower that head for just a second. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to keep going. We can do this. I'm telling myself just as much as you. Okay. Next is the single straight leg stretch. So similar to what we just did, lift the head, neck, and shoulders once again. Extend your left leg out. Right leg comes straight up towards the ceiling this time. Hold towards your ankle, hold your calf, hold your thigh. Just don't hold your knee here. So I'm going to hold up here. We're going to pull, and then switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. You can play around with your breath here. One more on each leg. Last one. Beautifully done. Moving on to double leg lowers here. Your hands are going to go behind your head, okay? This is another one. If you need to have your hands here below your tailbone and keeping your head down on the ground, that's fine. Please do that. Otherwise, place your hands behind your head at the base of your skull, okay? Your elbows are in your peripherals and your legs come straight up towards the ceiling. You're going to lower your legs down and then lift them back up. Lower them down and lift them back up. Only go so far as you don't arch your back, okay? So keep that core engaged, keep that spine on the mat. 2 more. Last one. And in. Finally, we're gonna go into crisscross, otherwise known as bicycles. That might be how you know them. So once again, your hands are gonna go behind your head, but this time, instead of thinking about getting your elbow to the opposite knee, I want you to think about getting your shoulder to that opposite knee, okay? It's gonna help you lift even more and get even deeper into the core, okay? So we lift the head, neck, and shoulders, extend the left leg out, bend the right knee in, bring that left shoulder towards your right knee, and then switch, and switch, and switch. Make sure you're breathing. Side to side here. 2 more each side. Last one, each side. Oh, we got 1 more on this side. And lower it down. Oh my goodness. Let's rock ourselves up. We'll turn it over for just a sec. Stretch it out, okay? Whew, let's go into a swan here. So we just bring out this extension. Oh my goodness, this feels so good. If you need to do a mini swan here, be on your forearms, right? And it's like you're just in a little sphinx position. That's totally fine. If you want to be up on your hands, this feels amazing, but don't allow the shoulders to go into your ears, right? I always say that, but so many people, they just are here always. So relax those shoulders. We're stretching out here. Feels so good in those abs. Rock it back to a little rest pose for just a second. And you have completed another workout in the 12 Days of Christmas series. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.